record the session. Let me share the screen. Right. So let me log into this machine. Just 1 minute. I'll be back. Okay. Fine. Next today. So this is my Windows server. Okay. So that's simply okay a machine in one machine. In my laptop I have created one more virtual machine. Okay, in my laptop, this is my laptop, you can see, right? So in this laptop I have created one more virtual machines. Like that, how many virtual machines you need, you can create it, but again it depends upon your storage. I have 1 TB of storage, 12 GB of RAM. So I am sharing my resources to the virtual machine, so I can create multiple machines. Okay, but you cannot run all machines at a time. Whenever a machine is running, it is going to consume the memory, right? So you can, as per my okay system configuration, you can see my system configuration, right? 12 GB RAM. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 3 4 virtual machines. For each virtual machine I'll give 2 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM. Okay, imagine I have 3 machines, 3 into 2, 6 GB RAM. Okay, and remaining 6 GB RAM will be there for your local laptop. 3 into 2, 6 GB RAM, and remaining 6 GB RAM will be there for your local laptop to manage the all other local services and all. Okay, if you have 8 GB RAM, you can create okay 3 machines, but you cannot set it as a 2 GB, 2 GB, 2 GB for each machine. If you set like that, you will have only 2 GB for your local machine, which is very difficult for Windows Server 2000, not server, for Windows 2010 operating system. 2 GB is not sufficient. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to okay set up each machine with 1.5 GB, 1.5 GB, 1.5 GB, 1.5 GB. Total it will be 4.5 GB, and the 3.5 GB will be there for your local operating system. Okay, but again, initially no need to configure 3 machines. Okay, initially like 1 month classes and all, we are going to discuss only on one machine. While discussing high availability concepts like lock shipping, mirroring, replication and all, in such case we have to run 3 machines at a time like this. Okay, Active Directory will be there, node 1 will be there, node 2 will be there. These 3 machines should run at a time. In that case only you need more memory. For normal practice and all, you can create one virtual machine and you can practice off of the course. You can practice on the single virtual machine. For remaining of for high availability technologies and all, you should have 3 virtual machines. Both 3 machines should run at a time. Okay, you can create lot of machines, but it will take whatever running machines. It will take the resource. See here, I have almost all 10 machines. Okay, but this machine evening batch 34 and batch 2012. Okay, evening batch 34 and batch 2012 currently running, right? So these 2 machines only will use the resources. Okay, these 2 machines only will use the resources. Again, I'll explain, don't worry at all. Okay, right? So I just started this machine. Let me log into this machine. Okay, this is another machine. Cursor is moving very slowly. Okay, right? So here what I'll do, I'm going to install VirtualBox software. Okay, how to install this VirtualBox software and all, I'll tell you. Let me use my mouse. Okay, right, you can minimize it. This is server manager. Whenever you connect it to the server, automatically server manager will open. So first I have to download the VirtualBox software. Okay, I have to download the VirtualBox software, then I have to install it. As I have already installed in my local machine, I am simply copying that virtual machine software to this Oracle VirtualBox so that I want to show you how to install it in your laptop. Okay, don't do this action in your laptop. You can directly download it and you can directly install in your local laptop. Okay, so now let me check where is my VirtualBox software. This is my local machine, virtual machine, my computer. Open my computer in the local machine. Let me stop one machine. Okay, if you are not using it, is better to stop it. All right, let me connect my hard disk. I'm going to provide you the softwares. Don't worry at all. Okay, this is my VirtualBox software. Okay, Oracle VirtualBox 6.1.16. This is my VirtualBox software. We'll try to copy to the virtual machine. Don't do this action. You can directly install in your local laptop. Okay, don't copy software to any. Why? Because you don't have any virtual machines, right? So don't copy anything to anywhere. Simply just install it. Okay, so here it is not allowing me to copy. 1 minute. Okay, uh, remote settings. Don't do anything. Please just forget about it. Okay, this is fine, and let me check the Oracle VirtualBox network settings. My machine became very slow. I don't know what is the issue. I have to reboot it. Nothing great is there. Okay, next install. You can simply install it. You will get one option. You have to click on install again. So that's it. Okay, other than that, it's very easy to install. Disruptor is there. You cannot easily copy. You cannot easily copy from your local laptop to virtual machine. Okay, sometimes copy will be disabled. Copy and paste will be disabled. So we can, let me connect through the remote desktop. Okay, then we can copy. Don't worry at all. Okay, I'll explain each and everything. One 92, 168, 43, 247, 192, 168, 43, 247. So in the Organization, we'll connect to the servers like this only. Okay, we have to open remote desktop. We have to provide the IP address to which server you want to connect. You have to give the IP address of that server. Okay, then it will pop up. It will ask you to enter the password and all. Then you have to enter the password. Okay, then you have to connect. Okay, Simply you have to enter the password, then you will get one screen, yes or no screen. You have to press yes. Okay, like that. We are going to connect in the organization. Just 1 minute, it is taking some time. Yes, okay, like this you will get while connecting to the servers. Okay, just click on yes. I'll tell you how to enable all these settings and all. I'll tell you. Right, okay, so we have connected to the server remotely. To the same server we have connected remotely. So now I have already copied the software, right? I am going to paste it here. I have copied my VirtualBox software from local, right? So let me paste here. Right click. Now you can see paste option is enabled, right? Earlier the paste option is disabled. Okay, so that's why I have connected through virtually, I mean like remotely. Again, this is not SQL DB work. This is a completely Windows team work. Okay, so don't worry at all. But you have to learn. Okay, you have to know these things how they are going to work and all. Sorry. I am copying as VirtualBox software is already installed in my local laptop. I cannot show you how to install. It will throw error. So I am using another virtual machine to install VirtualBox software. So usually you won't copy anything from anywhere. Sorry for that. Network is disconnected. Let me share the screen again. Right. So the software is copied Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, 6.1.16 is the version of that particular software, like how we are having SQL Server versions. Every software will have its own versions. Okay, right. So in the same way, we have VirtualBox 6.1.16 version is there. I'm going to install it. Okay, simply right click on it. You can click on run as, remember one thing, as a DBA, every application you have to open with run as admin only. Application, I am not saying notepads, okay, Word documents and all, okay, PDFs and all. Application, every application you have to open run as administrator. You can directly double click on it, but sometimes you will get different errors and all if you are trying to install without run as admin mode. So try to install every application with run as admin mode only. Habituate for opening any application with run as admin mode. Okay, so you will get a screen like this. Simply next, 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 yes, network interfaces, yes, install. So the VirtualBox software will be installed. Okay, sometimes while installation, at the time of installation, you will get one pop-up. Okay, so just click on install button on that pop-up. That's it. Nothing to there here to explain and all. Everything will be controlled by the Windows team, right? So don't no need to worry. Okay, we have to simply install it for our practice purpose. That's it. Okay.
So Shenmue, in this, no need to no need to add any features of .NET or something.
I'll tell you, okay? Just click on install button. You will get this kind of pop-up while installation. Just click on install button. Okay, so .NET Framework is a prerequisite for SQL Server installation. Okay, once you just install your Windows virtual machine, okay, then if you want to install SQL Server, you have to install .NET Framework as well. So as of now, we are preparing the machines. Okay, once the machine is ready, once operating system is ready, then we'll install SQL Server, right? At the time of installation, I'll tell
Actually,
you.
in VMware's whatever VMware's which I'm having in that we'll add a feature of .NET framework initially only.
Okay, okay. Initially, it will allow you to say VMware is different, okay, and VirtualBox is different. Here, it will not ask you any sorry, any .NET framework and all. But again, if you want to
Mhm.
install SQL Server, you should have .NET framework, okay. So you have to install .NET framework manually after setting up your machine.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So it was successfully installed. You can click on finish. It will create a shortcut button on the desktop. I guess it was already created. If you go up, you can see this is your Oracle VirtualBox shortcut, okay, key. So it was already installed in my laptop, right? So the same key you can see here, Oracle VirtualBox software. Once you open this, okay, shortcut with run as admin mode, right click run as admin mode, then this window will appear. So as of now, you can see lot of machines as it is my local VirtualBox software. But if you go for new one, you don't see that kind of, where is my machine, yeah, remote, right? So if you go for new one, see here, if you open it, you don't see any machines. Why? Because this is new one, we haven't created any new machines and all, right? So as of now, it will be free. If you want to create any new machines and all, you can create like this new button. You can simply give the on, you can simply follow the on screen directions, and you can create new virtual machine and all. This is how we have to install VirtualBox software. Till now, any issues, any doubts, just let me know. Otherwise, today I'll show you how to create one virtual machine. Clear? Anil, Ashwin, Karthik, Lavanya, Saujanya, Madhvi, Mani, Ritesh, Rajesh. Clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Right, so now we'll discuss how to create a virtual machine. Okay, so virtual machine means what? Simply we have to provide the CPU cores, and we have to provide some storage, and we have to provide some RAM. If you provide these resources, we can create the virtual machine by using this VirtualBox console, Oracle VirtualBox manager. Okay, so to open, you can see like this. To open this console, you can simply right click on the Oracle VirtualBox software, open run as administrator. Don't double click on it. If you double click on it, sometimes you'll get errors and all. Open that application with run as admin mode. This console will open like this. Okay, now I want to create a new machine. Okay, I want to create a new machine. These are all the existing machines, right? So forget about it. I will create one new machine. Click on new button here. Okay, give the machine name. I'm giving like a batch 35. Okay, batch 35. Right, so in this location it is going to save this file. Will see, simply your virtual machine is a kind of file format. Nothing, it's a kind of file format. It's a file only, logical file only. In that file you will have like your system setup and all. So this file should be stored in any location, right? So in which location you are going to store? From that location, from that drive, it is going to use the storage and all. Okay, so make sure you are saving your virtual machine in any drive having enough free space. I am going to create this virtual machine with 25 GB of storage, right? So here I don't have in any of the drives, I don't have 25 GB of storage. Okay, here also only here I am having 30 GB free space. So I am creating my virtual machine in this drive. Okay, I have to browse, okay, this G drive location, and here let me go with Oracle VMs VDI nodes is there, right? In this folder I'm going to create it. Okay, so what I'll do, simply I'll browse this location. Okay, machine folder, I'm going to browse it. I'll go to G drive. Okay, here is G drive. I have one folder called VDI folder. Here I'll create one folder again, batch 35 folder. I'll create batch 35. Okay, to this folder, I'm going to create this virtual machine. Okay, right, I'm going to install Windows operating system only. Okay, so here nothing to change here, simply select Windows operating system. If you want to create Linux machines, Unix machines, Sun Solaris, anything, you can Mac OS machines and all, you can simply select the OS. But again, you can select different OS and you can install different OS, that is not an issue. I'm going to install Windows Server 2012, right? So go to this drop down, and if you see here, you can see that operating system Windows Server 2012 64-bit. Make sure you are selecting everything as a 64-bit only. There is no 32-bit. Okay, so 32-bit machines will not work. All are 64-bit only. Select Windows 2012 64-bit. But again, will help you only for the icon. See here, you can see icon is changed, right? If I change it to Windows 8, the icon will be changed. That's it. But you can select anything, but you can install anything. Okay, so just if you want to see, okay, this is running on 2012, this is running on 2012, this is running on 2012, like that, to identify using icon, you can select Windows 2012 64-bit here, but you can install any operating system. Okay, go to next. I'm giving RAM. Okay, currently I am having 12 GB RAM, right? So in the 12 GB RAM, I am allocating 2 GB RAM to this machine. So 2 GB means you have to convert into MB. Okay, 1024 MB is 1 GB. 1024 into 2, 2048 will be 2 GB. If you want to allocate 3 GB and all, 1024 into 3, okay, 3072 MB, like that, 4096 MB, like that you can give, okay, in MBs, right? Already 2 GB selected, so I'm not changing anything. It is going to create a virtual hard disk now. Okay, now make sure you have selected this option, create a virtual hard disk, create. So the virtual hard disk will be there in which format? VDI format, VHD format, VMDK format. So the most commonly used format is VDI files only. So make sure you have selected VDI already. It will be selected by default. Don't change anything. Next. So here you are giving 25 GB storage, right? You didn't get any chance to give 25 GB, but I'll show you in the next thing you'll get. So how you are going to allocate this storage? Are you going to allocate this 25 GB as a dynamically allocated or fixed size? What is the difference between dynamically allocated and fixed size? Can anyone tell me? Dynamically allocated and fixed size.
Dynamically, in the sense, physically, we are allocating the space.
Uh-huh. Okay. Fine. Okay. Dynamically allocated means physically allocated. What
Manually,
is?
we are doing.
Yeah, that is different. Okay. Fixed size and dynamically allocated. There are two options. Fixed size means here I am giving 25 GB, right? So even though if you are using or not using, it is going to take 25 GB storage if you select fixed size. Dynamically allocated means even though if you give 25 GB as a storage, how much you are using, that much storage only it will take from the hard disk. You gave 25 GB, but you used only 10 GB. Okay, so it will not take 25 GB from the hard disk. Simply that 15 GB will be there in the hard disk only. It will show as a free space in the hard disk. You can see here, right? If you see here, let me open my computer. So if you see here, I'm creating VirtualBox in this drive. If you give 25 GB as a fixed size, it will take all the 25 GB and it will show 5 GB as a free space if you choose fixed size. If you choose dynamically allocated, okay, so even though you're creating a machine with 25 GB, but you only installed only 10 GB kind of data, then it will consume only 10 GB in this 30 GB. Still that 15 GB, whatever it is not using, it will show in the drive only. You can use that free space. So now tell me which option is best option. Do you want me to select dynamically allocated or fixed size?
Dynamically.
Dynamically. Why? Because storage is not going to waste in the dynamically allocated option. Next. Okay, now here if you see, okay, G drive VDI notes batch 35 in this folder, this batch 35.vdi file is going to create. And if you see here, storage by default it is taking 50 GB. I'm going to change it to 25 GB. Okay, that's it. Create it. That's it. Okay, I have created the virtual machine. Any doubts in creating the virtual machine? Can you please tell me, everyone? Is it fine? Simple only. Okay, nothing is there. Very simple. Even I didn't selected anything. Next, next, next. I have explained each and every option. That's it. Only you have to choose the path in which drive you want to store this file, VDI file. You have to only choose that path and RAM and storage. That's it. These three things only you have to choose. Remaining all are default options only. Clear, right? All, is it clear? Can you please let me know? Is it clear? Right? If it is clear, what is the time now? 9:16 here. Fine. So can I proceed? I am trying to install Windows Server operating system in this. See, this is very blank machine. If you go to laptop shop, if you want to buy a new laptop, they will give you a blank laptop, right? Once you bought that laptop, you can ask, please install operating system. Okay. Till then, it is a bare machine. Nothing is there. This is just a laptop. Nothing is there. Okay. A physical laptop. You cannot use it. Why? Because there is no operating system. In the same way, I have created a bare machine. Nothing is there. No operating system has been installed till now. Now we have to install the operating system. Okay. Now we have to install the operating system. So how can we install the operating system? What operating system we are going to install? We are going to install Windows Server 2012 R2. Okay. So how can we install? Right. So I'm going to provide softwares. Okay. Once you got the softwares, Windows Server 2012 and all. Okay. So simply you have to go to the settings of this machine. How to go to settings of this machine? Select this machine, right click settings, or else select this machine. You can see settings button here. Anything, anyway you can go. Okay. First attach. Say for example, if you want to install operating system in your laptop, what you will do first? Either you will put the portable pen drive or you will put the CD drive, right? Once you just put the CD, portable CD or pen drive, then only it will detect the operating system files, then only you can install, right? So now I am putting portable ISO image. Remember, ISO image means virtual files. Virtual files. Till now you can understand like that. That is fine. Okay. ISO image means why? Because this is a virtual machine. It doesn't have any physical slot to install pen drive or your CD to install operating system. So simply I'm attaching the operating system as an ISO file. Okay. So go to settings of this machine, go to storage, click on empty disk, go to here, select here. Okay. Choose a disk file, right? So it is there in my hard disk. Go to hard disk, training videos, all the data, personal, all data. Okay, media. Okay, media. I'm going to install Windows operating system, right? Go to Windows operating system. I have desktop servers, desktop versions and servers version. Go to servers. I'm going to install Windows Server 2012, right? So Windows Server 2012. Double click on it. I'm going to provide you this software. Don't worry at all. Once you just attached it, click OK. Okay. Now the ISO image, Windows Server 2012 ISO image attached. Now what you can do, once you just attach that ISO image, what you have to do, you will start the laptop, right? So simply click on this machine, bash certify machine. How to start it? Select this machine, you can click on start button, or simply the shortcut is double click on it. Double click on it will allow you to start this machine. Now once the machine is started, it will detect the operating system. Then you can install the operating system very easily, not an issue. Installing operating system is also very easy. Next install whatever we have discussed. Okay, beginning, not beginning of the class. Okay, beginning of this setup. Okay, everything will be controlled and done by the Windows people only. So if you don't understand also, nothing to worry, I'll help you to set up in your laptop and in the organization. You don't do anything like this kind of stuff and all. Okay, now let me stop this machine. In the organization, don't shut down any servers. Okay, you are not authorized persons to shut down the servers and all. You will never get a chance to shut down the server. Sometimes while patching and all, you may get chance to reboot it, but you will never get any chance to shut down. Okay, forget about shutdown option in the organization. Don't shut down. If you shut down and all, that's it. That is the last day of your of the job. Okay, don't shut down any machine. Just shut down your laptop. Okay, you can shut down your laptop, don't worry. Don't know, today my machine is very slow. I'll change my machine. Okay, it's very slow. For the next class I have to change the laptop. Why it is asking like this? No problem. Windows 2002. Right now my machine is starting. Okay. It is loading the files, operating system files. So in tomorrow's class, I'll tell you how to enable the remote desktop settings. Okay. How to enable the remote desktop. See here, this is the okay starting window to install your Windows Server 2012 R2. Don't change anything. English, the language will be English only, and US keyboard. Next, simply go next, click on install now. Simply I'm installing another laptop in my laptop. If you want to understand clearly, I am installing one more laptop in my laptop. That's it. Those laptop is called, or else those machine is called, we are going to call it as a virtual machines. Like that depends upon your resources. You can install multiple virtual machines in your laptop. Okay. Here I have to choose the okay edition, to which edition I want to, like how we are having editions in the SQL Server. In the Windows Server also we have editions. Okay, standard edition, and this is your data center edition. Any edition is fine, standard or data center, both are fine, but make sure you are selecting GUI option. Don't use SQL Server core installation. You will get command prompt. Nothing. You cannot access that machine. Okay, so select GUI. Okay, server with a GUI option so that you can access the server, regular server and all. So I'm selecting data center with the GUI option, fourth option. You can either select second option or fourth option, both are GUI options. Okay, go next. I accept the license server license terms for every software. This is common. Next, go for custom method. Okay, so you can see we gave 25 GB hard disk, right? Sometimes this next button you cannot see. Okay, it will be disabled. Okay, so for that what you have to do is select the disk and you can see next button, go next. I'm not doing any partitions. 25 GB itself is very small. Again, partitions means it's waste. So that's why I'm installing a Windows server with the 25 GB. So your C drive storage will be 25 GB. Okay, right now it is installing. It will take 10 to 15 minutes, depends upon your speed of that particular laptop. So sometimes it will take 20 minutes also. Okay, if your laptop is slow. Once it was completed, then you will get a login screen, administrator login screen and all. You have to provide the administrator privileges. You have to create one password. Once you created that password, the machine will be ready. You can log into the machine like how I did earlier. Okay, simply you can log in. You can give the password which you gave at the time of installation. You can give it and you can log in it. Okay, so just wait till the installation is going to be completed. Okay, I'll show you how to log into the machine and all. In tomorrow's class, I'll show you how to enable the remote desktops to connect to the server remotely. Then most probably tomorrow itself, I am going to start the SQL Server installation. If you have any questions, we have 10 minutes or 15 minutes time. You can ask me. So Anil, clear, right? Any issues are there till now? Anil, please be
Question.
interactive. Okay, so if I'm asking anything, just please be interactive. It will help me whether you are understanding everything or not. Okay, Ashwin, is it fine?
Fine, fine.
Yeah, Karthik.
Yeah, it's fine, Henry.
Okay, I have installed and using SQL Set 2009 version from past 2 months. Okay, Mani, so where you have installed 2019, in which operating system you have installed? Windows 10. Okay, so we are not going to install SQL servers in the desktop operating systems as discussed. In the organization it will be all server operating systems, right? So that's why we have created this Windows Server and all. So you can install, but 2019 in the Windows Server 2012 it is not possible, right? You cannot install SQL Server 2019 in the Windows Server 2012 R2. For that you have to upgrade or you have to patch your Windows Server 2012 R2. But you can install SQL Server 2017 in the Windows Server 2012 R2. Okay. So we are not going to install SQL servers in the local machines. Okay, we are of course we are creating the virtual machines, right? There, either there are two options. If you want to work with SQL Server 2019, which is the lower version here, operating system is the lower version. Operating system is Windows Server 2012 R2, and your SQL Server version is 2019. So which is the lower version you have to patch. So you have to patch your Windows Server 2012 R2 with latest service pack to install 2019, or else I don't want to patch. You can install SQL Server 2017 on Windows Server 2012 R2. Clear? Yes. Okay. Fine. Right. And Ashwin, fine. Karthik, fine. Madhavi, any issues? Any doubts? Madhavi, Madhavi.
Fine, sir. No issues.
Okay. Fine. Ritesh.
Fine, sir.
Okay. Fine. And after that, Ritesh, we have Madhavi, Mani completed. Lavanya. Lavanya, is it clear? Lavanya, can you hear me? Okay, Saujanya.
Yes, sir, no issues.
Okay, okay, fine. Fine. If you have any issues or if anyone is facing troubles in installing the VirtualBox or in installing the Windows Server, okay, you can reach me. But again, today class is the last class for the free demos. Okay, the free demos and all completed. So, right, the meeting is going to close now. Again, I'll open the meeting. Okay, please join again.